What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video. And when it comes to Ubisoft, 2024 was not a good time for them, considering they saw massive stocks and drop prices and all around disasters when it came to a lot of the video games that they were actually putting out, as well as calls to take the company private. Now, there have been back and forth as to whether or not they were going to be selling the company to groups like Tencent or something like that, but that's besides the point right now, because at this point in time, Ubisoft is not in a good position. We are also seeing that people are predicting that in 2025, Ubisoft might be heading towards bankruptcy if it doesn't get its financial situation worked out and if it doesn't get an actual success when it comes to the video game market. And just the other day, we ended up having yet another death nail in the coffin of Ubisoft when we see Ubisoft value tanks. Market cap dropped 85% from 2021 to 2025. Ubisoft itself is imploding day in and day out. The company doesn't know what it needs to do anymore to actually make video games, and all they keep doing is putting out rinse and repeat slop over and over again, all while trying to market itself towards more of a DEI and more progressive agenda while leaving gamers in the dust. And we've seen examples of this over and over again within this year itself, being that you have things like Ubisoft admits Star Wars Outlaw sales softer than expected as it slashes net expected booking by 30%. When it came to Star Wars Outlaws, this was a massive game for them. This was something that they were going to be putting a lot of effort into. They flew people out from the UK all over the Star Wars shows to come out here and praise the game. They gave them per diems. This was the largest marketing push for a game yet, and it saw nearly nobody buy it or complete the game. And when it came out on Steam, they saw even worse results. Star Wars Outlaw sees abysmal player count in first 24 hours on Steam. Has Ubisoft failed again? And when we actually come over here to SteamDB and we can see some of the latest updates, we can see that in the past 24 hours, it has only garnered 1,000 concurrent players. And for an all-time, when it comes to Steam, it only ever got 2,492 players on the Steam database itself. So that tells you gamers have rejected both Star Wars and Ubisoft. Oh, what other games have we seen Ubisoft fumble the ball on this year? Oh yeah, Defiant. Ubisoft shuts down Defiant about a month after executive producer claimed company had no plans to shut down. Defiant was supposed to be going on for years. It took them years to even get it out. It was supposed to originally come out relatively around 2021, but it took them till 2024, the summer of 2024, to finally get the game out after 3 beta tests, 3 failed launches, and guess what? It failed again because they didn't even listen to any of the beta testers and they continued having the same exact issues. This game's dead now. It's going away. Oh, well, it's another Ubisoft failure. Oh, we also had things like Skull and Bones, which was their first quadruple A game that has took them a decade to actually put this game out. And it's getting reported that it could have cost them relatively $650 to $850 million to put out a subpar game that also completely crashed and burned once it came out. This was 10 years in the making, 10 years of getting gamers primed and ready for this particular game, and it totally failed. It totally bombed. Nobody was playing this game, and when people actually did play the game, they said it's a buggy mess that is filled with invisible walls, and it's not as fun as they promised it was gonna be. Yet again, another Ubisoft disaster. We also had Prince of Persia came out. Now, I've heard mixed reviews on this, whether it was good or not, but all in all, it looks like it also underperformed in the sales market and also was a complete sales loss for Ubisoft. So when you see all this stuff, when you see games that completely bomb, games that aren't doing well, it's really not a shocker to consider the fact that Ubisoft had to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows because they didn't want another stinker coming out within 2024. But here's the thing, Assassin's Creed Shadows is now the game that they need to actually make money. They need this game to be a resounding success. It's also one of the reasons they delayed it, because one of the specific things they decided to state when delaying this game was that they learned from the launch of Star Wars Outlaws, which tells you that they learned that their games were completely buggy and people were making fun of them for that, so they now need to course correct. On top of that, this game will be coming out in February along with the same Steam Day 1 releases as well, so that that means the moment this game releases everywhere else, it's also gonna be releasing on Steam. They're trying to optimize this game's success. Releasing on Black History Month, Steam Day 1 as well. They're doing everything they can to make sure this game is a success because it needs to be. Ubisoft can't fumble the ball on this, but the thing is, more than likely it can't. Assassin's Creed executive producer reveals AAA games need to sell 10 million copies to break even. So that tells you that Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to sell around 9 million, maybe I'll be a little bit more generous, 8 million copies just to break even. That's your break even point. And that's me being very generous to them and saying that this guy's probably being a little bit hyperbolic. If that's the case, if you need that many copies just for this game to break even, chances are it's not going to get there. More than likely, this is going to be another failure for Ubisoft. And when you consider how much money these games are costing now to actually make, when you're considering how many times gamers have rejected their games. Yes, Assassin's Creed is a massive IP with tons of fans, but can this actually pull them out of the water? Can this actually save them? I highly doubt it. I don't think they can actually break the break-even point, and I don't think this is gonna save their company at all. They need so much money to actually get themselves out of this hot water, to actually be deemed profitable again, that even if this game's successful, that's probably not going to be what actually saves them at the end of the day. But hey, only time will tell. But until that point, you play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.